Hello, you guys. I came on like 30 minutes early, you guys. I had class tonight, and after I got out of class, I had to take a test in another class. And I was looking at, I got an assignment that I missed that is like 2 days late. Luckily, it is only like 3 paragraphs, so I can knock that out after I get off of here. Then I am going to take my shower. Don't start no shit now. I'm gonna take my shower and hit the sack. But I didn't. Hey, Black Barbie. I didn't come on last night because, of course, y'all know I was resting. I have to rest. Hey, Miss Diane. I was resting. What was I doing? Yeah, I was resting yesterday, and yeah, one of my subs. I forget who it was. Like, what time you coming on tonight? I was like, because at first I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't come on tonight. But I'm glad I did come on tonight. Hey, Holiday Tracks. Hey, Janice. M. Rose. Did I say Diane? And Black Barbie? I think I did. Yeah, how's everything going? This weather is cray cray. This weather is cray cray. 1 minute it's warm, the next minute it's cold. I don't like cold weather. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I made a roast. I made a roast, y'all, and last night, yesterday, and I ate the rest of it tonight. Child, I put my foot in that roast. I'm gonna say that right now. It's something because I think I be putting every seasoning I see. I like flavor. I like flavor. A lot of people that taste, they don't taste food and say, okay, the food is good. I mean, they're like chefs for real. They'll taste the food and they taste to see what is in the food. I taste basil. I taste rosemary. I taste garlic. I taste it. I mean, that's a bunch of shit. Is it good or not? You only you only say that when you taste something that you don't like. Okay, I don't. I taste the salt. These dogs embarrasses me. Be quiet. Hey, positive vibes. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about I heard rumors of MPD is revamping some things as far as the organization and some things that I heard that they're getting ready to do. And we want to talk about Lil Papa Memorial got popped up. It seems like to me that's like almost like a going thing now. People are just totally disrespectful. Okay, I totally disrespectful. That's exactly what they saying, J Kid. They just get on totally embarrassed me. Their roast beef was so good. Oh my god. Normally I make like mashed potatoes. I was like, I'm gonna make some roasted potatoes. I was like, I'm gonna make some roasted potatoes and all of that good stuff. Shoot. My head was hurting yesterday a little bit because of this weather and sinuses. When I woke up, the roast beef was ready. It was ready. And I was like, shit, I ain't get ready to roast nothing. I'm getting ready to choke down this roast beef. And I had carrots and I made a Mississippi mud. It's a Mississippi mud roast. So I put it in the slow cooker and put my pepperoncinis in there, my carrots, my celery, my onions, all that good stuff. I didn't really need no size. The carrots would do. Um, I tell you something I did do this time that I don't normally do, and I'm glad I did it because it tastes so good. I did put like a can of cream of mushrooms in there. It made it really flavorful, even more. Anyways, you guys, we want to talk about Lil Papa, and then we're going to talk about some rumors I heard. Also, you guys, I want to talk about a little update, and it is a little update. Okay, the person did not tell me everything or anything like that. Of course, they wouldn't, as it relates to Howard Burnett. Okay, it's just a little update that someone had brought up to me. Okay. Um. Anyways, you guys, Lil Papa, of course, rest in peace to Lil Papa. We know that Lil Papa is a CMG artist. Okay. Lil Papa is a CMG artist, and he lost his life, unfortunately. Well, they're saying that he took himself out. Okay, that is what the media has put out. Since we don't know, I guess that's something that we have to go with at this point, right? They're saying that at his memorial was unfortunately hit up. Let me pull that up, you guys. Be quiet. Y'all ain't got to let everybody know we from South Memphis. Okay. Well, y'all didn't even come from South Memphis. Hell. Let's see. But y'all always be blowing my cover. Let's see, Lil Papa. Hold on, you all. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all, there's shadow banning my channel. Hold on. I hate it when I have something and then I X out of it. I got it bad about doing that. Okay, here it is right here in Jacksonville. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Share the video. I don't know why they want to shadow ban my channel. Shit. I'm trying to see if I can make it bigger. Okay. I ain't gonna worry with that. It says overnight violence on Jacksonville East Side. A party after midnight. Okay, so here it is. Finally.
Now of A. Philip Randolph and Jesse in Jacksonville. Police say this was the site of a gathering after midnight that ended in violence. JSO tells us that 4 people were shot.
Hey, Justice for
It was a
Dog.
barrage of bullets. Police say 12 to 15 shots rang off. The 4 victims were 2 women, ages 34 and 39, as well as 2 men, aged 37 and 43. The 34-year-old woman was found on scene and taken to a nearby hospital. The other 3 victims took themselves to a hospital. Police in the community tell us that this was a gathering to remember Jacksonville rapper Lil Papa, who died at 25 in Atlanta.
I remember being a nice little kid, growing up singing and rapping inside the church. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I hate he's going.
Robert Phelps, who attends First Baptist Church of Oakland down the street from the shooting, says this isn't normal for out east.
Of course, like I said, I haven't seen anything like this. I heard anything like this happen in years. So, yeah, definitely out of character. I mean, they always had gatherings every night.
Bishop Harry Williams of In the Word International Church on Sparing Street is calling on partygoers and DJs to help spare attendees from the violence.
And don't be afraid to tell somebody, if they see something, don't be afraid. Tell them, hey, man, look, I see you got a gun on your side. Put it in the car, man. You know what I mean? Let's just talk. Let's hang out. Have a good time. Make it home to our families.
Anyone with any information is being asked to contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. For local coverage you can count on in Jacksonville, I'm Zion Decoto, Action News Jack.
Okay, rest in peace, Lil Papa. Of course, you already know that it is alleged that he was going to be indicted. Um, it's allegedly, they're saying that he was involved in what was the young man's name? The one with the dreads that they're saying that Ace Youngin put a hit on. Allegedly, he was involved in that also. I guess they must have been each other's opposition. His death to me is still kind of strange. It is strange. But like I said, I can't make any accusations at this point because I wasn't there. I don't know, but it definitely sounds strange to me. Okay. Um the way that it happened, it did seem like he was dealing with some type of mental stuff, but people deal with mental things all the time as far as being overly stressed, brain overly worked and all that, and you never hear about them. I mean, oftentimes they don't be wanting to kill themselves. I just when they do kill, if they do take themselves out, they usually, they're by themselves when they do it. They don't wait until they get around somebody else and do it, which is kind of weird. So yeah, I hate that for little Papa. You constantly hear them say that he grew up in the church, and you have to think about, like, when these kids grow up in the church and stuff, and they do have some type of godly type foundation. It's not really good, I think, because the music industry is so full of devils, especially signing with somebody like Yo Gotti, who is definitely a part of the Illuminati, and whatever that is, I do believe it's some type of secret society with a bunch of damn devils, and I believe that he is a part of that. Okay. Um, Especially signing with somebody like him that don't have a soul, connecting with that type of energy. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a good idea um to be doing something like that. But hey, I hate that. I guess, whoever his rivalry was, whoever his opposition was, they wanted to show the ultimate disrespect. But I mean, you go and you pop up innocent people. You go and you pop up folks to show your disrespect. I hear a lot of the leaders say this, and that. They go to the leaders and they put them on TV, which is all cool. But at the same time, I think that's a lot of pressure to put on leaders when you're talking about some leaders who don't know the majority of these damn fools that get out here doing this stuff. I think when we talk, well, we gonna go to the leaders, you taking the damn responsibility off of the folks that should have the responsibility on their back, and that's their damn folks. That's their mammy and their daddy. Okay, their damn mammy and their pappy. Okay, we got to be honest about that. And yes, I'm being facetious or whatever they call it. Justice for Dog, tell me if I said that word right. Facetious when I say it like that. Okay, because we take a lot of the responsibility. We're always looking outside of who we're supposed to be looking at. We get mad at the leaders. Well, how come these leaders ain't leading these kids right? The leaders are supposed to be the ones in the household. Okay? Who would have more control over your damn child than you? Okay? So I mean, because I've gotten on here and I've said, and I get, in terms, I think about other stuff now, but I get to thinking about, the parents are the leaders. They are the ones. It's going to take them. You cannot expect for a pastor who is not in the house with your damn child. And I see a lot of parents, they gladly put the responsibility at the feet of somebody else. All these churches, and they ain't even making Junebug them come in the house. They don't care about our kids. They ought to be a damn shame of themselves. How you feel like a pastor in your neighborhood is supposed to have more responsibility of your damn child than you? Okay. So the parents are going to have to um step up I mean, they can't. The police department can't tell people how to raise their kids. You know, these senators and Congress. I don't believe in beating a child at all. I don't. But I listen. I don't. You know, I do believe in that saying, "Spare the rod and spoil the child." Okay. I mean, you have to. There has to be some type of boundaries. Evidently, you know, whatever they got going on now ain't working. But then you have a lot of parents that's just as ignorant. That's where these kids get this from, right? You know, they're looking at their parents be pathetic. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to believe that a lot of these parents don't know that their children are gang affiliated. It's hard for me to believe that. I told y'all one of my friends who is over the East Precinct said that they did like a his precinct did like a little sting. They had like a little auto task force that they put together because of CEO Bobby and JoJo Splat and them little asses, okay? Because they were gone crazy. And he says that when they started going into these houses, getting warrants and going into these houses. Hold on, y'all. Let me blow my nose because yeah, I'm sorry. I just didn't want to be sniffing. I know that person who put in my comments that I sniff and stuff. I know it runs them crazy when I sniff, child. I'm sniffing again. Okay, this weather up and down, it has me sick. But he says that when they went into this one house and they got a warrant and went in, and he said that the the mother, there was stolen cars parked up under the garage. I do believe he said, but when they went into the house, and he said the boy room was wide, the room of the door was wide open, okay, in his mama's house, living with his mama. And he said, Tamara, he had over 100 something key fobs on his dresser. He said, just sitting out on his dresser, okay, the door wide open. He said this was his mama house. It wasn't like he kept the door locked. The door was wide open when we walked up in it. And he said, and then it was like 100 something key fobs. He had a whole lot of driver's licenses and wallets. And he said, so it's hard for me to believe that his mama didn't know what he was doing. He said, he asked the ma'am, you don't see all these key fobs and all these wallets and stuff that your son got in here? And she said, nah, I ain't seen it. I don't go in his room. He said, now, you know, I know she was lying, right? So a lot of these folks, these parents turn the blind eye until somebody knocked little Rufus' ass off, okay? Because everybody is not going to let you steal their stuff. And then you know they be on TV slobbing and drooling and snot and spit coming all out their damn mouth and nose, talking about little Rufus was a good child, and I'ma sue somebody because he had to shoot him for stealing his stuff. Okay, so it has to start within the household. That's where it's gonna have to start at. Parents are going to have to take control of their children, and it is their kids, because it's a lot of these teenagers, they get started as teenagers that are gang affiliated. You know, like my friend was saying, he said, you go in this room and she don't think anything, these folks don't think anything of their kids. They buying their clothes and stuff, want to wear all red. Mom, I want all red shoes. Every pair of shoes he got red, or every pair of shoes he got blue. Everything he got to be red. That ain't even a normal damn color for a man or a boy to want. That's a damn girl color. Hell. But he want to wear all red, all pink. When I was growing up, boys didn't wear pink. Okay? But now they affiliated with these damn gangs and stuff. They wearing all these colors. Purple. That was a girl color. Okay. But my point is, a lot of these parents try to turn the blind eye and bury their head in the sand because they don't want to have to deal with it. They know damn well Junebug ass ain't no damn good. Hell, you know more about your son and your daughter than anybody would. You know, when the teachers call you, they ain't no damn good. Okay? You been knowing that, but you will show out and try and defend them because you don't want to have to deal with. Be quiet. Because they don't want to have to deal with what their children are doing, right? And so we could scream on every rooftop that we need more leaders to do this. And hey, yeah, it's good to have leaders, but you can never override what they're dealing with inside of their household and who is taking care of them, and that is their parents. And you know, yeah, it's good to say the kids, but I mean, hey, I is it an oxymoron to try and save the kids and not the parents? Because kids are a product of their environment, okay, and their household. And the truth of the matter is, when people get through, yeah, it's a lot of peer pressure out there. Yes, it is. Okay. It's a lot of bullying, it's a lot of peer pressure. They're up under a lot of peer pressure. But I mean, we just gonna have to be real about it. It's a lot of damn badass parenting going on too. See, it's something about our community. They don't want us to get better because we don't deal with shit head on. Everybody want a damn pacifier in their mouth. Okay. Well, you know, the Black community, they've been through so much and this and that. Well, if we've been through so much, give us our motherfucking reparations. They don't want to talk about that. Well, no, they Black asses ain't been through that much. Then we started talking about, okay, well, yeah, we have. Our ancestors went through a lot and they didn't reap anything. We were supposed to reap it. Well, y'all want to say we going through a whole lot, but then put our children on medicines and they go into the damn impoverished neighborhoods where they know the young women are impoverished. Of course they was taking them checks to put their kids on because they needed income. They're dirt poor. They didn't realize what they were doing to their children when they was giving them that medicine. They thought they was getting free money, and now we see what is going on because these folks is batshit crazy. Okay, it's the God's truth. But don't nobody really want to talk about that in our community. Nobody wants to talk about that in our community, okay? So, yeah, you know, yes, the Blacks have gone through a lot and the Blacks need counseling. So they put us in, they want to put us in counseling. It ain't nothing wrong with counseling. But I mean, you know, the government gives a lot of money to these counselors and these churches. So of course they want us in counseling. Well, you know that we need to put them on medicines because you know of this and that, because of all of the adversaries. They'll put you on. You know, it's a lot of money and that come through for that. Okay, but then when they say, well, you know, people are stressed out because they're poor. They are poor and they lack. So why don't you give them, you tell the government, okay, well, we can fix all that. Why don't we give them what we didn't give their ancestors, what they are due, which is their reparations? Them Black motherfuckers ain't suffering that much. That's what they getting back from them black Sambos ain't suffering that much. Okay, their tune changed, but as long as they can keep us addicted to something, okay, well, it's the poor Blacks. Well, money, them having money, giving them land, give them that mule, what they say, the 40 acres and a mule. Give them that, what they were supposed to give the ancestors, which is what they owe us anyways. That'll fix a lot of that stress and that mental illness, because people, when they're stressed out, they're mentally ill. Them Black motherfuckers ain't that mentally ill. That's what they say. So everybody gets over by taking advantage of the Black people. But now let me just say this. Black people have lost their damn minds because it's something when you don't want to get up off the titty milk. Okay? A lot of it's sad, when you have young women that are having children so that they can consistently get the Section 8 and they can get the food stamps and they can get the check. Okay? And they can get the check. And they'll say it. Well, I get to live free. I get to eat free. I get a check. But you know what's so sad? I don't know how much those checks are per child. Somebody in here help me out. How much do they get per child? What they don't understand is because they've never worked. They can go to a job, what they're waiting on monthly, they can get in a week somewhere if they go and get themselves. Because I do know when they're on this AFDC, they do have programs to get them trained. They go to school for free, all of that. They don't take advantage of that. They don't even really promote that no more, but it's definitely out there. Okay. But they can go to school and get that. I mean, that's what the AFDC would be for, right? I think it used to be while you're receiving it, you got to go to school. You either working or you going to school. My thing is, why are these girls getting free daycare and they ain't doing neither? What they doing? Giving them daycare so that they can send the kids to school so they can lay up and have more babies? This the type of shit that we got to talk about. And folks sit up and say, well, she being judgmental. I ain't being judgmental because I want some damn food stamps. Hell, I work every day. I want to be able to get them. Okay, as I told y'all, I went in Sam's and I almost hollered and cried paying $500 some for some damn grocery. And I work my ass off every day, all day. Okay, so I'm not judgmental because I spend them. If they would give them to me, they won't give them to me. I need some help too. People that work should be able to get some type of help. I'm trying to understand why would a young woman or a young man, because now it's easy for the men to get the food stamps. I was listening to my cousin say the other day, I was like, Chandrick got his own place. She said, yeah, he been had his own place. I said, he working now. She said, no, he gets Section 8. I said, he gets Section 8? She said, yeah, they get a man Section 8 now too, and he get his food stamps. I said, oh, okay. And I don't know. I guess it ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't know. But then I get to thinking about Chandrick ain't never did nothing but been in the street, which is in his little young life, and I love him and all that. But I get to thinking about all this rent I'm paying. Why they won't give me no help? And I'm a law-abiding citizen. Okay. Yes, Sam's is all you got to do is get a few packages of fish. You could be ringing up stuff and you get a few packages of fish. And the next thing you know, your bill is $500. I'm still affected by that bill being $500 some. I stood there because I was thinking, I was like, dog, I got some salmon, I got some red snapper, and I started looking at what do I need to put back? And then I can't put nothing back. And then everybody was looking at me and I got shame. I was like, well, shit, maybe I just need to go on and buy it. I hate to keep holding people up because I'd held them up long enough standing there with my mouth open looking at the total. Okay. But there has to be, like, I think in our community, we got to start taking responsibility, right? Instead of wanting to push all the responsibility off on somebody else. Yes, roast is $44. I bought roast beef. Yeah, I was like, oh, I got me a big old, because sometimes I be grabbing stuff, I be looking at it, and it was a big old fat piece of roast beef. I was like, ooh, it's fat and round. And I got it up there. I didn't pay attention to the price until I rang it up. That's the roast beef I cooked yesterday. It was $44. I put it in my freezer. Okay. I was like, dog. I looked at it too. I was like, maybe I should put that roast beef back. And then I got to looking and I was like, dog, it's a big old fat, thick piece of roast beef. I could cut it in half, and I was like, well, maybe $44. But $44 for roast beef is terrible. Okay. My mom was like, you should not have paid $44. But it was sitting there looking pretty and fat and big. I cut it in half and cooked it. And then I'm gonna cook the other half another day. He said Tamara got that stuff that doesn't have a commercial. Better go to Aldi and start. Yeah, I mean, that's what I went to Aldi's the other day. I didn't go back to Sam's. Sam's did me so dirty with all the money I spent. I went to Aldi's. It's better to go to Aldi's and get your vegetables and all of that. Get my bell peppers and stuff like that. Anyways, but yeah, there has to be like we got to do better in our community. I don't know how I got into all of that. I guess I get stressed out about all the money I be spending in mm, anyways. But back to the subject. People got to start people got to start, okay, holding their children responsible and holding themselves responsible, because like I see a lot of parents that blame the teachers. They'll blame the teachers. Well, evidently their kids don't even do no homework. They blame the teachers for their children not learning, when it just your kids. I taught my daughters, both of my daughters knew their ABCs and how to spell their name before they ever even went to school. My youngest baby went to preschool. My other one didn't. But they both knew how to spell their names. They knew how to write. They knew how to spell. I played teachers with my children. I made it fun for them. Okay, so they knew how to add and subtract. They knew all that. But unfortunately, what happens is a lot of people put the responsibility at the feet of they're definitely not gonna put it at their own feet. Okay. Because they got to outsource the blame, which is totally messed up. And that's why I say they shooting up Lil Papa's memorial, but that's the same thing they did to Dolph Memorial. Okay, remember, Black Youngster them sent them little dudes over there. Probably, I was inclined to believe it was Trula Mafia. Okay, but then somebody else came into the chat and said Black Youngster sent them when they shot up Dolph's mural. Okay, either way it go, they're all connected. Okay, so that was totally disrespectful. All right, they had already killed the man. His family and his fans were still mourning. They didn't even want that. Okay, which is messed up. All right. City Street TV says, bottom line, it's the parents. What's the FC fault? Yeah, it is not. Hell yeah. It's them pitiful MLs, good for nothing, asshole. Lingo, I got podcast stories about it coming soon. Steven says, just for Doc, we got to get her with Daddy O. T likes her man like like she likes her roast beef, I tell you. Y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you all hit the like button. But rest in peace to Lil Papa. If it was anything else, you heard, I've heard there have been, podcasters say that he was on drugs or something like that. I don't know. It definitely seems like he was having a mental breakdown. Everybody that have mental breakdowns is not on drugs. Sometimes they're just overly stressed and they in their minds they have breakdowns. That's why it's not good to be stressed out. That's one of the reasons why when people are it's I don't have people around me that stress me out. That's why I had to get Mr. Parker away from me. Okay? Because Mr. Parker used to sit at the end of my couch and didn't have no issues with handing me everything. Here, I ain't gonna have any money to get my diabetic medicine. I lost my job. I should have let that bitch went into a diabetic coma, but I didn't buy his medicine though. He got the hell on the way from here. His sugar might have been up the reason why he lost his damn mind. But what I should have did was made him a damn chocolate cake. That's what I should have did. I should have made him a real sweet ass chocolate cake. Okay. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Make sure you guys please, if you haven't hit the like button, y'all, what they're doing is they are somehow they shadow banning my channel. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't even have the energy to be worried about that. But that's what they're doing. But so what the way that y'all do, y'all share the videos and then y'all hit the like button. Okay, share the videos and hit the like button. Okay, now I want to talk. Now we're gonna get back to Lil Papa. Okay, we're gonna get back to Lil Papa because this is stuff that I want to talk about, because I really don't feel like Lil Papa should have signed with CMG. I don't, because of the dark cloud that CMG has over them, because of, you know, the bad connections and all of that stuff. I didn't think that was a good idea. You know what I mean? I don't feel like, I feel like the reason why Lil Papa got so stressed out like he was because of dealing with them energies. I told y'all, like, energies transfer. And at this point, I don't think anybody, any hot artist should be signing with CMG. I don't. Anyways, you guys, I want to talk about the rumors of MPD revamping. Okay, so I heard it through the grapevine that MPD is looking to revamp. Now, I don't know how much longer. I do know that CJ Davis has a contract, but I've heard that maybe her days are numbered. And you know, I think at one time a lot of the MPD officers had wanted change. They was like, well, you know, they wanted to have a police director that was not a part of yeah, Big G. That's what somebody had told me. He had something to do with food, you know, he paid for Fulio's unaliving. And maybe, you know, I'm thinking maybe Yo Gotti, because y'all know Yo Gotti's scared. Okay, he's scared. So even though he sent Trula Mafia and all of them out to go kill Dolph, what he immediately did was try to disassociate himself from them. Okay, he disassociated himself from them and left them to drown, because you know he had his brother to be the go-to person between him. I mean, between he had his brother to be the go-to person, right? So what he's saying now is, I never dealt with any of them. I ain't had nothing to do with that. Okay, even though he sent his brother to find some folks to go kill Dolph. Hell, even Stevie Wonder know that, right? So he the only person that has benefited from it thus far, but that only happens for a little while. Okay, everything has its season, and then the season changes. Okay, trust me. But all the other damn fools look like a bunch of damn fools, and but he was the only one that benefited from it thus far, and they all feel like some damn fools. Okay. You go kill a man that ain't for nothing. Okay, because that's basically what it was. So that, I guess, so that Yo Gotti, um for his ego. And then I still can't get past how Yo Gotti started to rise up after young Dolph was killed. It's still something. I don't really get into that conspiracy stuff, but then I mean, you just can't omit that he started to go. He wasn't where he was now when Dolph was alive. And I don't give a look. Go on now. Don't get me started. Okay. Because I get tired of people coming in here messing with me. Because I got two damn eyes too. He was still a local joker around this motherfucker, because he was still dealing out in the street, having Rich Lord them to try to be his damn security. And Rich Lord opened his eyes too. Because if you look at Rich Lord's Twitter and all of that, because Rich Lord hung out on Twitter all the time. Rich Lord, one of his last posts was, if you don't call me to eat, don't call me to beef. Hell, he was one of the ones that was blocking Rich Lord, okay, from getting into the industry. There's something about when they tall and handsome, because Rich Lord was tall and handsome too. I don't know what it is, maybe because he was short. Young Dolph was tall and handsome. It's something about the tall guys that he wants to, try to block them from getting in the industry. Rich Lord was really, really, really in the street, okay? He was really in the street, but if Rich Lord had been alive today, I do believe that he would have gone further, because Rich Lord was very intelligent. He was very smart. He kind of almost put me in the mind of Young Dolph. Rich Lord was just deeper in the street. And I'm telling you, Rich Lord, I guess I hate he went that route, because he had gotten a scholarship to Christian Brothers. That's not an easy school to get into because of basketball, but he kind of went another route. And I remember I was looking at some stuff, and I was looking at one of my cousins was, some of his old stuff. And one of my cousins was commenting on his stuff. So I called and I said, Reggie, I said, Rich Lord, I saw where you had commented on some of Rich Lord's old stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, I was like, you knew him? He was like, yeah, I raised him. I was like, oh God, he was a product of his environment, because I already know what they into. And so he was like, it's Freddie B brother. And his brother, his older brother, and he a shooter too. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I think he does better now, okay? Because I was looking at him on a picture with one of my uncles over there at the he was at my cousin's birthday party over there at his club, the rocking chair. Okay. But his brother is real tight, but they were all grew up around the Tulane area. They all lived around that Tulane area. So I guess they would know each other, whatever. But I hate that for Rich Lord, because he was very intelligent. And I don't know what people don't talk about, because I had heard, from a Memphis vlogger that Yo Gotti was the one that blocked him. He wouldn't allow Black Youngster to sign him, because he said Rich Lord was too street now. But if you listen to Rich Lord when he was being interviewed by Wicked and Famous Animal and all of them, he kind of talked about how fake the industry was. Here's Gotti didn't want Black Youngster in them to sign him, because he blamed what happened to whatever that dude name was that got his chain snatched. He blamed that on Rich Lord, although Rich Lord was, it was IME Casino and Cash in them and Motor in them that snatched his damn chain up. Why you put it on Rich Lord? Why you want to block Rich Lord? But I mean, years later, you let IME, is it IME Casino? You let Bags sign him, which I'm glad, because I like IME Casino. He seemed to have a positive energy, because he done been bad now. Because I look at some of them old videos, but he still seemed to have a different type of energy about him. I do want to see the young man win. IME Casino probably didn't need Bad, because he always had motion. So I don't know why he went and did that. Okay, because he already had, probably maybe to get out there more, but he already had motion. He didn't really need Bag. Okay. But you blame all of this on Rich Lord, I guess, because he tall and handsome. Okay, I guess that's what it was. When they tall, you got to, when you tall and you handsome and you coming from Memphis, you got to look over your shoulder as it relates to Yo Gotti for some reason. Okay. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay. But anyways, what was I talking about? Okay. I'm gonna move on from Yo Gotti. I was talking about the Memphis Police Department. So I heard, because y'all know I be getting beside myself, everything be going through my head, and I just be talking about whatever comes to my mind. I be all over the place. But I'm hearing, I heard a rumor that they're revamping. Now, I don't know how much longer that CJ Davis contract is, but I'm hearing they're gonna revamp. I do know that they have a cold case SWAT. It's small, okay, but they're getting ready to make it bigger, meaning some of those cases, they're going to bring back the real old MP, retired homicide investigators to work part time up in there. They're gonna bring more up in there. That's something I'm hearing that the mayor wants. I'm hearing now that when her contract is up, which is about to be up, she out of here. And because what she's tried to do is structure Memphis like Atlanta. I think maybe she had good intentions, but you can't do that here. Because when you start promoting patrolmen after 2 years, what you get is what we have now: a bunch of inexperienced investigators who don't know nothing. They ain't even been on the street long enough to know how to patrol, let alone you making them investigators. And so you got a lot of laziness and all of that. So yeah, I mean, no offense, but it probably is time for her to go. And I'm glad that other input in other people. The only one of the things that I do agree with what she did, and she probably did it because she knew that she had a lot of inexperience, was she believes in partnering with the FBI on investigations. She believed because even if a case is not federal, I've told y'all this from the beginning, right? If a case is not federal, if the local police department goes to the FBI and asks them for help, they're obligated to get involved, right? So when people say the feds ain't involved because it ain't federal, I guess people don't think I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. But I've been telling y'all this from the beginning. Even if a case is not federal, if the local department goes to the feds and asks them to get involved and help them with a case, they get involved. Okay, they get involved. Um, so, anyways, I'm happy about that. Okay, and so as it relates to Howard Burnett, so I was having a conversation with somebody, and I mean, it was just up out the blue. And the person said to me, um, how do I put it? Um, that where Howard's car was found, where his van was found at, um, yeah. So the person was saying where his van was found at. Um, they believe that I'm trying to decide on if I should say it. Like, okay, so so I'll say this part. I'm not gonna what they tell what he said about the where that van was found at. I probably shouldn't say that. Because he just kind of, and he didn't say much. I mean, and it wouldn't be much because I don't know nothing. So don't you bitches fuck with me because I don't know nothing. But what he did say was about the where I'll talk about the what he said about the phone. Okay. And this was somebody that I know. This was not even the investigator that's on the case. It's somebody that I know and that works MPD. But he said as far as the phone, where the phone was found at, um, he says that the phone was there because that phone was found in that area, um, because they have reason to believe that that's where he was forced. He was taken by force, um, right around that area, probably around that Wendy's or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know, but hey, the only thing I say about that, it makes, I guess it makes me feel better to know that at least they're doing something. Yeah, at least they're doing something. You know, I guess there's some type of traction, because I didn't even ask about it. We was talking about something else, and he just kind of brought it up out of nowhere, because he was like, he did a history on that van, and that he got the van from an auction. I believe that's what he said, or something like that. And um where they took his van to. Oh, and then he says that yep. So yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I that's just a small little thing, but but at least I guess they got their eyes on the case or something. So yeah. Hmm. So anyways, we're gonna definitely keep, we praying for Howard's family and his children, and we hope and pray, that they're working on the case as they should, and just as any other missing persons case. And so um yep, that's what we pray. We pray for justice. We pray for justice for him. So uh, I was talking to Sharon. I was talking to Sharon. um I asked her what she really thought um about the investigation in Young Dolph case, and she says that she really feels like that it was an injustice, because of the lazy work, and this is according to her, because of the lazy work of the investigators. She really feel like that there was an injustice. Um, she and she says there is no doubt that if some of those old heads had still been there, Gotti and Juke in would have been indicted, because they had, why they waited to indict Juke. I guess I from a standpoint, especially of inexperience, but the only thing about that is MPD was not investigating that case on their own. So with the federal, with other entities being involved, there had to have been like a they must have all been on one accord as it relates to waiting to indict Juke. And I do understand that they needed Juke out. If they follow his scent, his trail, even though they had enough to indict him, he would have led them to the others too. I guess with whatever intel they was getting, or whatever surveillances they had going on. Because I remember they went out there in the woods, child, and thought that they and had the camp. They was out there camping. I guess they thought nobody, and Rose says MPD was crooked like ATL. No, you know, a lot of people. I'm gonna say this. I work with Dabney, and I think that Dabney gets a bad rap because see, Dabney was working in general assignment. He was not even assigned to homicides. They got so short in homicides. Dabney is really one of those senior um, officers. They got so short. They kept pulling Dabney from general assignment, general investigations to because Young Dolph case had gotten so big. What they should have did, because I do understand that it was state also, but I mean it was it's it it there's other stuff. There's other. I think I'll say this. I think in the beginning, the police chief asked MPD to get involved. I mean, asked FBI to get involved. At some point, it turned federal. Okay, in which it was gonna do that anyways. That was gonna happen anyways because of a lot of the stuff that happened, I guess, in the background. But I think Dabney kind of get a bad rap because Dabney was being pulled over there. He was the one with the most experience because she was constantly promoting. Like even there was a time, even like you had to be a patrolman for 5 years before you could ever even take the sergeant's test, and you had to be an investigator for 2 years before you could even go to homicides. Now what she's doing is taking taking officers directly off the street and letting them bid into homicides after being police officers for 2 years. Then you got all the old heads leaving. I think that's a good thing that they're making the cold case bureau bigger and bringing back the old heads that have retired that were investigators in homicides and allowing them to work on these cold cases. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, rest in peace to all of them. Like I said, I hate that happened. I hate that they killed Juke. I hated that. I didn't want to see um I definitely did not celebrate that. I never will. I didn't want to see them, I didn't want to see Juke lose his life and all that. Um I guess one of the only reasons why I don't get real mad about them not arresting Juke when they should have was because I understand that um I understand I guess what they were trying to do. He said if they never let go, man, I don't bond. Juke would still be alive. um so Justice for Dolph, are you saying that you believe that Go Man took Juke out? Do you believe that he physically did it? Big G says he believed that Goldman physically. So when they would have known, when they had recognized him, everybody would have recognized him if Goldman was the one that was out there that shot Juke. Do you all, when his security have noted, have you think this his security would have known who he was? Johnny says, "Oh man, where's Stan G at?" Cypress says, "I doubt that he was gonna die either way." So, Cypress, why you think he was gonna die either way? Why you say that? Why you feel like he was gonna die either way? Remy, get off of me. Get off of me. The shooting at Privé. So y'all think, so you saying, Janice, you think the little dudes that the reason that happened at Privé, you think those little dudes had something to do with it? He says, I think Cypress meant that if the crew didn't get Juke, somebody else close to him would have eventually. Well, it's a lot of people feel like Yo Gotti, took his brother out. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I kind of don't believe that one. It's possible, but I guess I don't. I'm not there where I believe that he had his brother killed. The truth said, what his name start with at Justice for Dow. Justice for Dow says guys who shot up Privé are nowhere near this professional. I agree, because they were just hitting people, and it was sad the way them folks was being shot down. He said, "At the truth, I can't talk to y'all because y'all morons still think I am in. You are not credible." Oh Lord! Now, Justice for Dolphin and the Truth get ready to make. I'm gonna be reading. I'm getting ready to read the comments because I be missing it when Justice for Dolphin and the Truth be getting into it. I'm laid back today. Um, let's see. Just Jenny says, I'm asking if it was repercussions from the shooting. Oh, she said do you all think that what happened to Juke was repercussions from the shooting that happened at Privé? Justice for Dow says, at the truth, his name will come up real soon after Quick gets him picked up like he did Cornelius. M. Rose says, Cypress Duke owed debts. He wasn't playing. He even owed dog him and quit. J Dropper says the shooter got shot a couple months after Juke was taken out. So J Dropper, are you saying that the shooter is no longer with us? Are you saying that the shooter is no longer with us? That he's no longer here? don't know why it's so cold in my house, and I turn the heat on to get hot real fast. I don't want to be that hot. He says it's definitely not Lil BEO. No, BEO didn't do that. Oh, Black Barbara says she believes that he did do it. Shooter is still here looking for Govan next. That's why he is in hiding. Cypher says Emerald wasn't the reason. J Dropper says it was more than one. Listen, one of my subscribers said, I ain't gonna say which one of my subscribers it was, but one of my subscribers said allegedly Juke came out of the side of the building, and when he came out of the side of the building, the alleged shooter was walking around amongst them, and my subscriber says that the shooter said to Juke real calm, in a real calm manner, man, you walking around here like that with no security? And my subscriber said allegedly that the shooter said to Juke, you walking around here like that, out here like that with no security? And he said it real calm in a joking manner. And then right after he said that, he upped on Juke and hit him in the neck, allegedly. Now that's what somebody came into my chat and said. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what he said. Do that sound like it's about right? Justice so now says, the truth want to claim Juke body. Justice for Dolph is hilarious. Oh my God. Justice for Dolph says the truth want to claim Juke body so bad for Quet. I seen how pissed off Quet was when they credited his work to somebody else. Oh my God. Oh Lord have mercy. Justice for Dolph is hilarious. Cypher says the truth is they still alive who knocked down Teasy. Emerald says, I heard from the streets that Juke was running to the car. As soon as he seen them, they started shooting, and he tried to get in the bulletproof, and they snatched him and told him not today. Really? Oh my God. So they put their hands on him? Lord have mercy. Well, they was out there a good while. Why the folks didn't call the police then? They was out there. They had time to chase him and yank him out the car and shit. That means that it wasn't quick. It wasn't quick. They was out there for a minute. It could have happened like that. It could have happened like that. The truth says at Justice for Doll got jokes. Trolling means you don't know what you're telling these people. You know, let me know when you want to have a real conversation. He says, I control trolls with facts I got proof on. And Rose says, in the hood of Memphis, that's what they said. He tried to get in the bulletproof and was able to. They shot him badly. You know what? I think I do remember somebody say he tried to get to his truck. Because if they had shot him in his neck first, he would have failed. He wouldn't have been able to run, right? He says, did you see the DMs your boy Goomba sent me thinking I was in? It's something that everybody in the streets know what happened to Juke, and there hasn't been an arrest made. He said he definitely tried to get. Yeah, I would say the way of the position of the was he laying right there next to his truck, or did they? Was he had to have been closer to that truck. It makes you wonder because the door of the truck was still open. Y'all think they started hitting him when he got out the truck? Because the truck door was still open. Justice Redout says everybody don't know. Only Go Van's Gossip Club, in which I got plenty of ears. That's how I know. Cypress, it don't need to be kept street. They need to tell it so these folks can be off of the street. The truth says I ain't never trolled. Everything I've said came to pass. Yeah, hold on. Let me turn my heater on. Because sitting up here in this cold making me sleepy. Hold on, y'all. because I don't want to miss the truth and justice for dog comments. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I made me some coffee and gave my dogs their little nightly treat. I get them a treat at night before they go to sleep. So what did I miss? Said the truth, I'm begging you to go ask Quit for DMs he sent me. Next time, tell the Goofy to check who he talking to first. Cypress, he is due verify, but I don't know. Do you all think that what happened to Juke was because of some? Because I've heard people, some people have come into the chat and said it was because of some gambling debts. Y'all believe that that's possible? That is because of gambling debts? The truth says, "Hey, Justice for a Dog. How about we both show our face on this live tonight?" and Rose, and Rose said, "Let me roll up my smoke." Justice for a Dog says, "Tell Quet I will see him on Netflix. He got 6-figure deal. We negotiating 8-figure. Y'all have no clue what I am cooking up." He said, "My other hand too busy texting one of y'all girlfriends. You crazy if you think I am not about to open Justice for Dolph OnlyFans and make PWYB Part 2. PWYB. Maybe the same person that killed Teasy. Hmm. He says, "I'm a certified wife snatcher. Y'all about to learn real soon." He says, "Detective the Truth, you already went on the parade saying I was in." I guess I'm interested in knowing what happened to Juke, and because you hear so many stories, you wonder why it happened, who and why. He said, keep that interest going. You're doing God's work on your channel. The truth. I got one question for you, the truth. The truth, are you still in here? I have one question for you. I have one question for you and Jay Dropper. I know I can't even talk because I'm reading the comments. I'm waiting for one comment to the next to come up. Oh, excuse me. Justice for a Dog says, I don't like what Juke did to Dog and how miserable he was, but his normal family should get closure. Okay. The truth. Have you? Okay. So how should? So I'm trying to put it in a way. Be quiet. The truth. Has there been any rumors out there about what happened to Howard Burnett? Have you ever heard any rumors about what could have possibly happened to Howard Burnett? Hey, OG Snake Spotter. Be quiet, puppies. Be quiet. Why are you looking at the door barking? Do I need to get my weapon? Y'all have to pay attention to when these dogs bark. Because they hear something. Shit. Y'all, did he answer? Did the truth answer? I don't see the. Be quiet. Let me see if somebody outside my motherfucking door, because I'm already ready to go in on one of my neighbors. I'm looking for some smoke. Did he ever answer y'all? I got distracted. Did he answer? Did the truth ever answer? What you on one we go? What you talking about? You said keep your weapon for nothing, and when you're doing go nothing. What you need to type that over. I didn't understand it. I need to have it right here up under my knee. Right, you're right. I need to have my weapon close at all times. As I need to have it right here up under my thigh. Because one of my neighbors, Lord, I don't even want to think about it. Because I get upset. But you're right, so that I can blow them back through the door. Because as soon as I hear them coming through the door, they're not going to get through that door. I'm just telling you that right now. I think people have to be crazy to hear somebody breaking in their house. And then they said, well, I waited till they got in. Because the police said they got to be in. No, I'm going to hear you breaking in and you think you're going to get in here? I'm going to shoot the holes through the door. And hopefully one in the forehead. They got to go. What the truth at? Did he answer me anymore? Or did he not answer me? Be quiet. I can't even pay attention. I'm trying to find out that the truth answer me. Shit, I don't go back up. Um I don't think he did. I don't see it. Oh, oh Lord. I need my what did I do with my Halls drops? um he says there are still people close to quit to this day reached out to me giving me all kinds of info, so these goofies thought I was in. Um, he says, I answer for you. Of course, the truth knows. Um, Wait a minute. He says, I answer for you. Of course, the truth knows, since they know Quet, Marcus, Hot Rod, and Evelyn. Now, who is Evelyn? That's my first time hearing his name. And Rose says, the truth, then answer next time he come distract our chat. We got to. He says, I said, going by where that vehicle was found, that case will probably never be found. That case will probably never be found. I don't know what you mean by that. You said the case will probably never be found. Going by where that vehicle was found, that case will probably never be found. I didn't understand that. The case would never be found. Um, he says Evelyn is a big drug trafficker and a woman beater. Lord, Lord have mercy. Um, he said, I told you the truth knows what happened to Howard. He says they all do. So why was he killed? Why was Howard killed? That's what I want. If he was killed, why was he killed? And I promise you, I'm asking these questions, and I say it with a lot of peace in my heart too, with a lot of calmness, and it's got to be the spirit of the Lord, because it's got to come out what happened to him one day. Somebody has to ask for some type of redemption that knows what happened to him, and it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people knows exactly what happened to him, and that didn't have anything to do with it, but they know what happened to him. I think people should be trying to at least make some things right, especially with a lot of the dirt that they've done. They can't undo the dirt that they've done, but they can at least try and redeem themselves in some other ways, you know. At least tell tell what a boy is, so that his family can have a proper place to go, and his daughters can have a proper place to go, and where his body could be at. If I had to guess, um I would think that they took his body, they took him out there and disposed of him. Whatever they did to him, I believe they did to him out there. They forced him out there and they did it to him out there. And I don't think that wherever he went to and wherever that car was, it would be too far apart. So, I think people need to start just doing the right thing, and at least trying, just that would be the right thing to do. Um, at least just guide the folks in the direction of where the man's body is, you know. He says, oh, trust me, Tamara, all of their circle knew for years all the details of Howard's unaliving. Oh, wow. I believe that somebody will tell it. Somebody is going to tell it, because from my understanding, I heard something else today too. Somebody is going to be looking at the death penalty, um, probably before this year is out. I can guarantee you that they're not going to want a chance going to trial, and they're not going to want the death penalty. Somebody gonna tell it one day. The thing about it is, here's the thing that's scary about that. Here's the thing that's real scary about stuff like that is that when people get into trouble and they start telling stuff, the thing that's scary about that, the people that do the most always try to get a deal. They always try to get a deal and blame it on the people that did least. They're the ones that did all the work, and then when they're trying to get lesser charges and stuff like that, they start telling first, and then they'll put the blame on everybody else. That's the only thing that's scary about that. Um, the next video is leaked. Quet's DM admitting he wants to kill Ian, and how Judge covered it up with Manny, just like I told y'all. Hmm. I tell you. That's the only thing that bothers me about the Howard Burnett's case is that the person that did the most is going to um, tell everything and put it on the people that did either nothing or the least. That's always how it works. I don't know why I've always said this. I always felt like I've been telling y'all this like for 5 years now, 4 years. Straight drop case always reminded me of Alpo. I always said that. The truth says, show the video tonight so we can all. Lord have mercy. He said, show the video tonight so we can all watch it together. Justice for Dog says, I don't take commands from peasants. You will watch it when I say. Y'all got me tickled tonight. Lord have mercy. Y'all gonna make me choke. He says, now the truth, tell them about Govan's grandma working for law enforcement too. He says, I could have made a video called Special DEA Agent Roderick Kelly and show the full story and bring Abe Collins on it. Keep begging, I might grant you your wish. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. They say it's getting hot. Hmm. The truth says, Justifer, thou spare me with the threats. You've already jumped in the water. May as well swim. Cypress said he know a lot that he won't talk about because it runs deep. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, it seemed like to me everybody already know who did what to Juke. That's how it seems. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Says, well, would somebody just tell it? I'm tired of watching the code. He says the truth. I do not want to get hot unalive by cartels. If I put the whole story out, what he did for DEA. The truth says, just sort of, a lot of pump faking. We can get this show to 1 million views if we show our face. He says the truth. You forgot the part where I don't give a f about views. That shit only moves you and Go Man Tiny Brains having no real achievements. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, y'all. The Cypress, you still didn't show your face for 5 years. I'll tell you. This has been a hilarious chat tonight. nail polish didn't stay on long enough. Miss Nelly says, I just want to know what happened to Howard because, right, I want to know what happened to him too. Or at least they could point in the direction of where his body is. Now my heater got too hot. And I only had the heat on for like 15 minutes. Hmm. He says, y'all see an unrecorded reaction to T Rex video. First recording out his own paperwork. His own paperwork. Yeah, I really want to stay on longer, but I'm so sleepy. I'm tired. I gotta be up early. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed you all. Make sure you all. I really wanted to stay on here to see the truth and justice for Dow to see what they was gonna be saying to each other. But I gotta get off. I've been on here 2 hours. You guys, make sure you all please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I love you all. I appreciate you all tuning in tonight. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow night. I love you all. Have a good night.